So first let us try to draw the rectangles. So first let me specify where rectangles equals, let me specify SVG, which is this SVG variable. Okay, then let me try to group all the rectangles inside a G element. So let me specify append G dot select all rect, then dot data. What data we need to have? We need to have the information dot descendants. So we are passing information dot descendants. Then let me specify rectangles dot enter dot append rect. Then what we should do? We should set the x and y values, that is a starting position, and the width and height can be set using CSS. Okay, so here let me specify dot attr x to be function d return d dot x. This will give us the value of x. Let me move this a bit to align it properly. Okay, or we can even display it in the same line, I think. Let me move it here, return d dot x, this also to the previous line. Okay, then we need to set the value for y. So attr of y comma function d return d dot y. Now to define the height and width, let me use CSS. So here inside the head section, let me add the style tag. So style, here let me select the rectangle, and for them let me specify a width of 120 px, then height of say 40 px, stroke to be gray, then fill to be white, and also stroke width to be 2. Now let me save this and check the output. See, we are seeing squares here. We need to make some adjustments. Before that, you could see that this top border is touching the border of the SVG. So let me have a G element and transform and translate that G element towards the right and towards the bottom. Okay, so what we can do for that? Here, after setting the width and height of the SVG, let me have a G element. So append G and then transform and translate it. So dot attr of transform, I want to translate it. So translate it to say 100 comma 100. So it will move 100 pixels towards the right hand side and 100 pixels towards the bottom, right? Then let me close this. Now let me save this and check the output. See, it has moved to the right hand side as well as to the bottom. I think we can move only 50 px towards the bottom. See, this is how it is getting displayed. Now we could see that this rectangle is getting displayed at the top. So by default, when we specify d dot x and d dot y for the x and y values, it will be displayed at the top only. So what we need to do, we actually have to display this rectangle at the bottom and these rectangles at the top, right? So what we can do for that, if we can adjust the value of y, we can move the rectangle to the bottom as we want. So how we should move it? This should be moved to the bottom of the tree. So what we can do is that we can subtract the value of y from the height of the tree, then it will move to the bottom. So we have specified the width and height here. So instead of hard coding the value, let me specify here where tree width is not actually required. Still, for uniformity, we can have width also in a variable, comma tree height equal to 300. Then here let me specify tree width and here tree height, and here instead of specifying d dot y, let me specify it like tree height minus d dot y. So what will happen? The y's value will be subtracted from the height of the tree so that it will move to the bottom. Let me show you. Let me save this. See, you could see that the main rectangle, that is the root rectangle, is displayed at the bottom and the parents or the ancestors are getting displayed at the top. How we managed to do that? We just had to change the position of the y. Previously the position was here. So as we had to move it towards the bottom, we have subtracted it from the total height of the tree. If you remember, we have moved the bar chart's y position by doing the similar technique. We have subtracted the value from the total height of the SVG. Thus we could move the bar chart from the top to bottom. The same technique we are using here. Instead of subtracting it from the SVG's height, we are subtracting it from the height of the tree. Okay, so the items have been moved to the bottom. Now here you could see that these two rectangles are touching each other because there is not enough gap between these two rectangles. So what we can do for that, if you remember, you can use the separation option while defining the tree here. So here let me specify dot separation function a comma b, and here you need to specify return a dot parent equals b dot parent. In that case we need to adjust the value. Suppose I try with 3 and 2. Let's see what happens. Okay, now these two rectangles are getting closer. So let me try with 4 and 3. Okay, there is some gap now. Let me try to change it to 5 and 4. So this technique was already explained in a previous lecture. So here what we are doing, if the parents are the same for A and B, then we are setting the separation to 5, otherwise to 4. Let me save this. Here we are using ternary operator. Okay. Now let me save this. See, now there is enough gap, I think. So this will be okay. Next, what we need to do, we need to add the text within this. That is, here it should be X, here it should be dad, here mom, dad's dad, dad's mom, mom's dad and mom's mom. So let's do that part now.